Hey, welcome back to Sit Here with Teenagers, the space where we ditch the judgment and talk about stuff that actually matters. You're young, you're healthy, you're in love, or maybe just having fun. Life's moving fast, but so is something else. And no, it's not just hormones. STIs are rising faster than your ex's rebound relationship. STIs up 26% in Gen Z, CDC 2024. Is it the lack of sex ed, the rise of dating apps, the fear of awkward conversations? Maybe. But here's the truth. There's more going on under the sheets, and nobody's really talking about it. Until now. So, yeah, today's topic, STIs. Not exactly sexy, right? But they're real, they're rising, and they're wrecking lives not because they're impossible to treat, but because we're scared to talk about them. We're unpacking everything from chlamydia that doesn't hurt until it ruins your fertility, hookup culture and ghosting that spreads more than heartbreak, why more and more young guys can't stay hard, and it's not about size, how tech might actually save your sex life. Yep, there's an AI condom involved. And don't worry, we're not here to shame anybody. We're here to make sure you don't let silence turn into suffering. Let's break the cycle. Let's talk. This is Sit Here with Teenagers, and this episode might just change how you think about sex, trust, health, and yourself. Let's put some facts on the table. Since 2010, STIs have been rising. Not slowly, not quietly, but rapidly. We're talking alarming numbers. And the group hit hardest? People under 30. Gen Z and late millennials. According to WHO 2023, syphilis is up 74% in men aged 20 to 29. Chlamydia remains the most reported STI in the U.S. HPV is nearly universal among sexually active young adults. Gonorrhea is becoming resistant to antibiotics. HIV diagnoses are still high among young men who have sex with men, MSM. And herpes, still spreading like wildfire, often without people knowing why is no one talking about it. Because STIs don't always feel like a problem, especially at first. Most STIs are asymptomatic when they start. That means no pain, no rash, no weird smell, just normal life, with a microscopic enemy on board. Dr. Alexis Monroe, infectious disease expert. The biggest lie STIs tell is silence. No symptoms doesn't mean no infection, and by the time symptoms show up, the damage may have already started. The hidden danger of asymptomatic infections. Let's break it down. Chlamydia, most common STI among people aged 15 to 24. 75% of women and 50% of men show no symptoms, can silently damage reproductive organs over time. Gonorrhea often has no early symptoms, especially in oral or rectal infections, can lead to infertility if untreated. Antibiotic resistance is rising, HPV, usually shows no signs at all. High-risk types can lead to cervical, throat, or anal cancer herpes, HSV1 and HSV2. Many never know they have it, spread even without visible sores. Syphilis starts with a painless sore, easily missed, then a body rash, eventually brain, heart, or nerve damage. HIV, acute infection might feel like the flu. Then nothing, for years. Meanwhile, your immune system is being destroyed. Let's say it straight. The idea that if it doesn't hurt, it must be fine, is one of the most dangerous myths in sexual health. STIs don't need to hurt to harm you. They don't need to announce themselves with fireworks. Sometimes they're more like a ticking time bomb, quiet, invisible, and getting worse without you even knowing. Dr. Andrea Liu, infectious disease specialist. The majority of STI cases I diagnose are in people who felt completely healthy. They only came in for something unrelated and left with an unexpected result. STIs can be silent, but still destructive. You could be going to class, working out, laughing with friends, hooking up with someone new, and still be carrying something that's actively damaging your reproductive system, your immune system, or your fertility. Let's look at the stats. 1 in 2. Sexually active people will get an STI by age 25. Less than half will even know it. Most infections get passed by people with no symptoms. Carlos Mendel, CDC advisor. People say, "But I feel fine," and I say, the infection doesn't care. Viruses and bacteria don't need your permission to do damage quietly. Why are STIs spreading so fast in young people? 1. Hookup culture. Plus, apps, dating apps made finding casual partners easier. But most hookups don't come with an STI conversation. 2. Less consistent condom use. Many Gen Zers admit to ditching protection in relationships. We trust each other doesn't equal we're STI-free. 3. Shame around testing. Some people are more embarrassed to ask for an STI test than to have unprotected sex, especially in communities where sex is taboo. 4. Lack of symptoms. If you feel fine, you assume you are. So you keep sleeping with people, and the STI keeps spreading. You don't wait until your car breaks down on the highway to check your engine. You don't wait for a cavity to turn into a root canal before going to the dentist. So why wait until you feel sick to check your sexual health? Dr. Nathan Wu, sexual health educator. Regular testing isn't just for porn stars or party people. It's for anyone who values their body, their future, and their peace of mind. You'd think erectile dysfunction, ED, is just a problem for your uncle in his 50s, or that weird neighbor with the jazz CDs. But here's the truth. 40% of ED cases now happen in men under 40. Boston Medical Group, 2023. That's almost half, and it's getting worse. Let's clear this up real quick. Having a big penis doesn't guarantee a strong erection. Being young doesn't make you immune to ED. Looking fit doesn't mean your blood flow is healthy. Erections are not just physical. They're neurological, emotional, vascular, and even psychological. When something's off in any one of those systems, your body knows it, and your erections tell the truth. If you're a guy or someone with a penis, chances are you've wondered, why do I sometimes lose my erection halfway? Why doesn't it stay up like it used to? Why is it harder to get turned on? And maybe you've thought about pills. But what if you could improve your erections naturally, without needing prescriptions, without risking side effects, and while also improving your overall health? Let's get into it. Common causes of ED in young men. 1. Poor circulation, blood flow issues. Erections require blood to rush into the penis and stay there. But things like high cholesterol, smoking, or vaping, lack of exercise, junk food, all mess with your cardiovascular health, and if blood can't flow, nothing's happening. Story. Jordan, 26, gamer, a plus night owl. I thought my ED was mental, but my doc said my blood pressure was through the roof. Turns out, my energy drinks, all-nighters, and zero workouts were wrecking my circulation. 2. Porn addiction. Overstimulation from hours of porn can literally rewire your brain. Your brain starts associating arousal with fantasy, not reality. Real bodies stop turning you on. You need more extreme content to feel anything. Erections during real sex? Gone or weak. Mason, 21. College sophomore. I couldn't stay hard with my girlfriend, even though I liked her, but I could binge porn for hours. It scared me. I had to take a break from it and reset my brain. 3. Psychological pressure. Stress, anxiety, low self-esteem, they're erection killers. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't last long? What if they laugh? Your brain becomes your enemy, and your body listens. Expert, quote, Dr. Haley Kim, psychotherapist. The penis is a barometer for mental health. If your mind is spiraling, your performance follows. 4. nerve damage, excessive biking, yep, really, aggressive masturbation, rough sex, past trauma or injury. These can irritate or damage the pelvic nerves, cutting off your brain signals to the penis. 5. Alcohol and drugs. Sure, they lower your inhibitions, but they also lower your function. Alcohol numbs sensation. Weed can desensitize your arousal response. Some medications, like antidepressants, interfere with libido. Here's how an erection really works. 1. You get aroused. Brain sends signal down your spine. 2. Blood vessels in your penis relax. Blood rushes in. 3. Veins tighten. Blood stays in. 4. Erection happens. So if your blood flow is weak, if your nerves are damaged, or your brain is stressed, the whole system fails. The good news, you can strengthen every part of the system. Without meds, let's break it down. Food. Fuel for erections. Certain foods are basically nature's Viagra, and they come with 0 side effects. 1. Beets. Beets are rich in nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in the body, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and increases blood flow, especially to the genitals. Dr. Paul Garner, nutritionist. Adding beetroot juice or raw beets to your diet can improve athletic performance, stamina, and sexual function. It's a game changer. 2. Spinach. Spinach is packed with magnesium and folate, nutrients that support testosterone and cardiovascular health. Story. Trevor, 23. Personal trainer. I used to hit the gym hard but ignored my diet. When I started eating greens, spinach, kale, broccoli, my stamina in bed literally doubled. 3. Pomegranate. This fruit is a powerhouse of antioxidants, which protect blood vessels from damage and improve erectile function. One small study even showed that men who drank pomegranate juice daily had a 17% improvement in erection quality over a few weeks. Sleep, see testosterone, chic better sex. No sleep, no gains. Testosterone, the hormone that drives sex drive and erection strength, is mostly produced while you sleep. One study found that men who slept less than 5 hours a night had 15% lower testosterone levels. Sleep deprivation also increases stress hormone cortisol, which lowers libido. Dr. Melissa Cruz, endocrinologist. You could be eating clean and exercising daily, but if you're not sleeping at least 7 hours, you're cutting your sexual health short. Kegels aren't just for women. Let's crush a myth. Men can do Kegels too, and should. Kegels strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, which control the flow of urine, support bladder and bowel, and yes, help maintain erections and delay ejaculation. How to do them. 1. Find the muscle. Try stopping your pee midstream. 2. Tighten it for 3 to 5 seconds. 3. Relax for 3 to 5 seconds. 4. Repeat 10-15 times, 3 sets a day. Story, Ryan, 26, tattoo artist. I started doing Kegels after hearing about them on a podcast. 3 weeks in, stronger control, stronger erections, no joke. Mindful body, meditation, and breathwork. It's not just physical. Your mind controls blood flow, arousal, and relaxation. That's why stress destroys sex drive, and why meditation and deep breathing can help. Try this, the 4 to 7 and 8 breathing method. Breathe in through nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. Exhale through mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat 4 times. This reduces anxiety, lowers blood pressure, and increases oxygen flow. All great for your erections. Dr. Theo James, men's health psychologist. Men who practice mindfulness regularly report better erection strength, more satisfaction, and less pressure to perform. It's about presence. You're finally in bed with someone. You like them. You've both been flirting, texting late, building up to this moment. But then it happens. Or actually, it doesn't happen. You can't stay hard. Or maybe you can't even get there in the first place, and your mind goes into full-on panic mode. Why is this happening? Do they think I'm weird? Am I broken? Welcome to what we call the psychological war zone of sex. Sex isn't just physical, it's mental. This chapter isn't about infections or anatomy. It's about something way more subtle, but just as powerful. Anxiety, performance pressure, insecurity, fear of judgment. If your brain isn't in it, your body won't be either. No matter how attracted you are, no matter how much you want it, no matter what size you are. Dr. Simone Price, clinical sexologist. Your brain is your biggest sex organ. If your brain is freaking out, your erection doesn't stand a chance. When stress takes over, the downward spiral. Here's what happens in real time when stress crashes the party. 1. You're aroused at first. 2. Suddenly, a negative thought pops in. Maybe you remember your last fail. 3. Your heart rate increases, but not in a good way. 4. Blood flow gets redirected from your genitals to your survival mode. 5. Your erection fades. 6. You panic. 7. You try harder. 8. That makes it worse. 9. Now you're in your head, and the night's gone. This whole process can happen in 30 seconds. Common psychological triggers of bedroom anxiety. 1. Body image issues. Whether it's weight, height, penis size, acne, scars, if you're self-conscious about your body, you're not fully present. And if you're not present, you can't connect. Corey, 19, college freshman. I didn't want to take my shirt off. I kept the lights off. When I lost my erection, I blamed my partner. But really, I just didn't feel hot enough to be there. 2. Overthinking. Every move. You're constantly checking in with yourself instead of just enjoying the moment. Am I doing this right? Do they like it? What if I finish too early? What if I don't finish at all? This is analysis paralysis, and it's a real mood killer. Dr. Justin Weber, psychologist. Sex isn't a performance, it's a connection. When you try to script every second, you stop feeling and start thinking. And thinking shuts your body down. 3. Fear of STI or pregnancy. You're about to have sex and your brain goes, wait, what if the condom breaks? Have they been tested? Is this safe? These aren't bad questions, they're smart, but if you don't address them before things get hot, they'll explode during. Real story. Malik, 22. We were having sex, and I felt the condom tear. I froze. I pulled out. My mind spiraled. I started sweating. I couldn't finish. I couldn't focus. We both ended up crying. Not because we were mad at each other, but because we were scared. This is why communication matters before the moment, not just during it. 4. Previous trauma. Let's get real. If you've ever been shamed for your sexuality, exposed to toxic masculinity, laughed at during a past sexual experience, or experienced sexual assault or coercion, those scars show up later. Often they show up in bed. Troy, 24, graphic designer. My first girlfriend told me I was bad in bed. I laughed it off, but I've carried that with me for years. I started avoiding sex altogether. I thought, what's the point if I'm just going to disappoint someone again? Swipe left, swipe right. Netflix and chill. DTF. No strings attached. NSA. And look, we're not here to judge. People are allowed to explore, experiment, and express themselves. But when it comes to health, especially sexual health, the speed and anonymity of dating apps comes with a price. Studies show that people who meet on apps like Tinder, Grindr, Bumble, and Hinge are more likely to have multiple partners in short time frames, skip STI testing between encounters, assume protection is someone else's responsibility. Maya Flores, epidemiologist. We're seeing a direct correlation between app usage and STI transmission among 18 to 30-year-olds. It's not because apps are bad, it's because conversations are missing. Here's what happens way too often. You hook up, you part ways, you find out you've got an STI, but the person ghosted you. Now you can't tell them, and they're spreading it. Danny, 20, nursing student. I got diagnosed with chlamydia and tried to contact the guy I slept with a few weeks before, but he'd blocked me on everything. What was I supposed to do? Hope he figures it out on his own. In relationships, you're more likely to talk about health, agree on protection, get tested together in quick hookups. Not so much. Jared, 23, photographer. When you meet someone at a party or on an app, it feels weird to ask, "Hey, when's the last time you were tested?" You just kind of go with it, and that's the problem. Apps give us instant access to potential partners, but without built-in culture for health conversations, it's a bit like playing a game of STI roulette. Faster matches, less screening, less follow-up, more exposure. Dr. Ron Patel, public health specialist. Hookup culture isn't inherently dangerous. What makes it risky is when people trade connection for convenience, without any conversation about health. Healing and prevention. Without shame. Let's get rid of one thing right now. STI testing isn't gross, it's not slutty, it's not embarrassing, it's responsible, it's normal, it's sexy. Yes, friendly clinics exist. Gone are the days of cold, judgmental clinics. Many sexual health clinics today are youth-focused, LGBTQ+ affirming, confidential, free or low-cost. Ashley, 20. First-time visitor. I walked in shaking, but the nurse smiled and said, "You're doing the right thing." That changed everything for me. It wasn't scary anymore. It was empowering. At-home test kits are legit. Too nervous to go to a clinic? No worries. STD Check, Everlywell, Nurex, Let's Get Checked all offer private, easy-to-use kits. Some are covered by insurance. Many offer follow-up with doctors if you test positive. Troy. 25, software engineer. I did an at-home kit during COVID. I was too anxious to go anywhere. The process was fast, clean, and it gave me peace of mind. Why wasn't I doing this before? Condoms are still your best friend. Let's bring back some respect for the classic condom. Yes, they work. Yes, they reduce risk of most STIs. Yes, they come in flavors, sizes, colors, textures. Yes, they can be part of a sexy experience. Dr. Nina Gold, urologist. A condom doesn't ruin the mood. It proves you care about the mood continuing, tonight and tomorrow. Talking doesn't kill the vibe. It builds trust. Some people think that having the talk ruins the heat. But real ones know consent is hot, honesty is sexy, confidence in health is attractive. Real story, Kelsey and Jada, 21. We made a rule, talk before touch. We'd always check in about testing, protection, and comfort. And honestly, our sex life was amazing because we trusted each other. What if you do test positive? Step 1. Don't panic. Most STIs are treatable. Many are curable. Testing positive isn't a punishment. It's an opportunity to heal and protect others. Step 2. Follow treatment exactly. Antibiotics, antivirals, or monitoring, whatever your provider recommends. Step 3. Notify your partners. It's the right thing to do. Use anonymous texting services if needed. Step 4. Reflect, don't shame yourself. Getting an STI doesn't make you dirty. It means you're human and learning. Dr. Alan McBride. Therapist. Shame isolates people. Knowledge empowers them. When we talk openly about healing, we create a culture of care, not punishment. The future isn't just coming, it's here, and it's changing how we think about sex, health, and safety in a good way. Tech is transforming sexual health. 1. AI-powered outbreak tracking. Imagine knowing STI hotspots in real time, like a weather map, but for health. Public health agencies are now using AI to predict where STI outbreaks will happen. This helps clinics prepare, schools educate, and people protect themselves better. Dr. Karen Sung, epidemiologist. Technology is no longer just part of your dating life. It's now part of your protection plan. 2. Next-gen vaccines. The HPV vaccine already changed the game by preventing multiple cancers. Now, scientists are working on herpes vaccines, gonorrhea prevention, HIV functional cures. These aren't sci-fi dreams. Clinical trials are happening right now. Dr. Ajay Chopra, immunologist. The next decade will redefine how we approach STIs. We're moving from treatment to true prevention. 3. Smart condoms plus wearables. Yes, you read that right. Smart condoms are being developed that track STI exposure, monitor friction and performance, sync with apps for health records. Wearables like Oura rings and Whoop already track sleep, heart rate, and recovery, all of which affect sexual health. Social media is spreading good info, finally. While misinformation exists, there's also a rise in STI awareness TikToks, sex-positive Instagram therapists, Reddit communities offering support and facts, YouTube channels like Sit Here with Teenagers. Real story, Mariah, 20. Nursing major. I learned more about HPV on TikTok in 60 seconds than I did in high school sex ed. It changed how I approached my own health. What the future teaches us technology isn't replacing responsibility. It's enhancing it. But tools mean nothing without truth. And truth means nothing without action. You're part of a generation that can normalize testing, demand better sex ed, use tech to stay safe, talk about health without shame, turn information into empowerment. Professor Henry Voss, public health futurist. Gen Z isn't just more sexual. They're more strategic. They want data. They want clarity. They want safety with freedom. That's power. Here's what I need you to remember. You're not broken. You're not gross. You're not too late. You're just learning. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. The people who care about their health, ask awkward questions, and get tested, those are the strongest people I know. So if you learned something today, share this. If you felt seen, drop a comment. And if you're ready to take control, hit that subscribe. Because your body deserves honesty. Your future deserves protection. And you deserve to know the truth. Like, comment, subscribe. Truth is sexy.